Hey, what's up guys, this is Audie Murphy, and today we're going to be looking at a game that's the latest in a long-iterated and award-winning franchise, a series that I've been playing for a long time, and a series that I love. That game, of course, is Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
Give us a shanty! Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning.
For a long time, I was reticent about getting into Black Flag. I had had some bad experiences with Assassin's Creed 3, mostly for the lack of a real good historical setting, and for a long time I had figured that the series had kind of met its end. That it was destined to really have found its glory days in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, and that it was going to struggle in the future to find a setting that really set it, that really set the mood and the tone and the overall gameplay. You know, the first AC was a classic, and the ability to explore places like Tyre and Jerusalem and other antiquities of the ancient world was really a treat for me, being a big history buff. And Assassin's Creed 2 equally held up that watermark. You know, getting to go to Venice and some of these other just meticulously and immaculately put together places was something that I don't think has been accomplished in gaming since, before or since. And that's where I really think that the Assassin's Creed series is going to find its longevity, is in its use as almost as a teaching tool, to be able to go back to some of these places and see what they were like then. And in that, I think that Ubisoft has done a great job in recreating a lot of these sites. But along those lines, as we got into Assassin's Creed 3, the story, in my opinion, really started to fall off. And we went from places of wonder and mystery and antiquity into places that honestly weren't really that exciting. I mean, the American Revolutionary period, while obviously a very important moment in history, wasn't all that much to look at from an architectural perspective. I mean, Jamestown wasn't exactly, you know, the Paris of the modern world. So a lot of it ended up being just outdoor running sequences and fort raiding and a lot of stuff that really feel lesser in scope when you compare it to things like Assassin's Creed 2, especially some of its later expansions and iterations. So now we have Assassin's Creed 4, which is a game that's set in the pirating era in and around the Caribbean. It's a great tone, and it's a great setting for this game, but man, Ubisoft would really have to do something special to pull it off. All that exploration and sense of pervasive wonder that has made the first game so special would really have to be brought back in spades to make it work in this large of an environment. When I first read about this game, I was really worried that this was going to be the end for this franchise, or at least the beginning of it. I didn't really see a way to make a world big enough to have it work in a free roam setting in a place as big as, well, the Caribbean. What I instead saw was something more in the way of Assassin's Creed 3, with a series of map markers and fast travel to get you to a series of individual locations that you then explore, which in and of themselves aren't really that massive or exciting. What I didn't expect, though, was this. For me, this was the reveal moment that let me know just what kind of ride this game had in store for me. I really appreciate when a game, while it doesn't offer up all its cards too early, at least lets you know kind of what you're going to be in for. And in this case, this reveal moment was more than fitting.
You put me at ease, sir. To think I took you for a pirate when you first appeared. Did you?
Ubisoft has done something with Assassin's Creed 4 that I didn't expect, and honestly, I didn't think would be technically possible for a couple years at least. I remember playing Sid Meier's Pirates back in the day, and I just loved the sense of exploration that you got from that world. It's a great setting, and I've been waiting and hoping for a game that would zoom the camera in. And that's exactly what Ubisoft has done. You are a pirate on the high seas, and it keeps with it all the sense of exploration and wonder that came with the previous iterations of the franchise that makes it so magical. If you think that pirating is all there is in this game, you'll be sorely mistaken. While the naval combat and exploration is where this game shines, it keeps it within that traditional Assassin's Creed framework, and consequently you'll be spending a lot of time running around on land, exploring hidden coves, kicking open treasure chests, bounding and leaping through jungles, trading with merchants, and amassing the parts and fortune you'll need to survive on the high seas. The free-run mechanics here are the strongest yet, in my opinion, and with the well-designed scenery, you'll find yourself flying through the environments in no time. You seem to move a bit faster and latch onto objects for free running more quickly than in previous games, and as a result it feels more fluid, but at the occasional cost of animation quality. Still, it feels a lot more responsive than before, and I'll take it as a positive improvement. You'll visit a wide variety of distinct and memorable locations, some of which held every bit as much magic to me as Jerusalem or Rome did in previous games of the franchise. You'll also spend some time out of the Animus, and get a look at what Abstergo has been up to for the past several years, which I won't spoil for you here. The first tour through Abstergo is one of the most cinematic and thought-provoking moments in recent gaming now. But for me, it all comes back to the naval exploration. Immersion and reveal moments are huge for me in gaming, and Black Flag has those things in abundance. Wide open turquoise oceans, dynamic weather and day-night cycles, and threats of all shapes and sizes make sailing in the Caribbean as beautiful as it is dangerous. Whales will berth off your bow, your men will sing shanties to raise their spirits, and weather and fate can change quickly. Naval combat is tight, visceral, and spectacular, with a variety of ways to both destroy and capture enemy vessels. There are a number of metagame mechanics here at work as well, which I won't spoil for you other than to say that some of the more interesting party building mechanics from previous games are back, and they work great here.
I thought I heard the old man say, "Leave her, Johnny."
While I was hesitant at first, Assassin's Creed 4 sold me quickly and kept me hooked throughout. With the best pirate ship simulator on the market built into what is otherwise a great Assassin's Creed title on its own right, and even more exploration content than previous titles, there's really a tremendous amount of replayability here. I'd even go so far as to say that if the time period interests you in the least, this is the best game in the franchise. The story is up to AC standards, and the immersive factor is more present than ever. It's a beautiful, well-packaged title that surpasses my expectations for this entry, and makes me excited to see what the future holds for this series again.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. I hate to sail on this rotten tub. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. No grog allowed and rotten grub, and it's time for us